Hey self-publishing navigators, I'm travel humour writer Simon Michael Pryor, and this video is about how to be an effective beta reader. So you're in luck. One of your favourite authors has asked you to be a beta reader. But what is a beta reader and how do you become an effective beta reader? Well, watch the rest of this video and I'll tell you how. First of all, what is a beta reader not? A beta reader is not a professional editor. They're not expected to be able to go through the book line by line and suggest corrections or make improvements. That's an editor's job, and that should be left to professional editors. Secondly, a beta reader is not somebody who looks for typos and grammatical errors, although I'm sure the author would be extremely grateful if you did find any and you pointed them out. And thirdly, a beta reader is not somebody who says, great book, loved it, I'll give you a review. That's the role of an ARC reader or an advanced review copy reader. And while I'm sure the author would greatly appreciate the fact that you've loved it and will give them a review, they'd really like some more specific feedback than that. Next, let's talk about the contract between you, the reader, and the author. And I don't mean some sort of great big massive written piece of legalese, but I just mean that you have an agreement between you that they're going to give you a free book, which almost nobody in the world will have seen yet, and in return you're going to give them an opinion. So the number one most important thing as a beta reader is to read the book, which sounds basic. Now, I have been given a couple of books to beta read which I wasn't able to finish because I didn't enjoy the books. And that's okay. If you're a beta reader and you don't finish the book, that's fine, but please respond to the author to say where you stopped and why you didn't finish it, what you didn't like about the book. Let's work on the basis that you are going to finish the book. Okay, so here's a couple of things that would be really useful to the author if you did as a beta reader. First of all, make notes as you go along. Now, I know this is sometimes really hard. If the book's really enjoyable and a very fast read, sometimes I find myself 3 chapters ahead of my notes. If this happens, make a note of where that happened and let the author know, because obviously that part's really fast flowing, really enjoyable, and a great part of the book. How you make those notes is entirely up to you. I have a text app open on my phone next to my Kindle, and I just write the chapter heading, chapter 1, chapter 2, whatever, and then I'll make a couple of notes underneath for each chapter. But you could use pencil and paper or whatever works best for you. So what sort of notes should you make? Well, if the authors watch my other video, How to Engage a Beta Reader, then they'll have sent you a list of questions. But if they haven't, you could either watch that video yourself, or if you want, you can email me at simon@simonmichaelpryor.com and I can send you a list of suggestions of the type of questions you might like to answer for the book you're reading. The sort of questions that I ask my beta readers to answer include things such as, are there any points in the book where you lose interest? Are you confused anywhere? Are there any scenes that you recommend cutting? Are there any scenes where you'd like to see more detail? What's the most memorable scene? What's your most favourite character, etc., that sort of thing. That's not my entire list of questions and I tailor it for every book, but I think you get the idea. Now, the next most important thing to do as a beta reader is to give your feedback by the date that the author has requested. Or if the author's made a ridiculously unreasonable request, like, here's a 400-page book and I need it back by tomorrow, then obviously respond to them and say, sorry, I can't do that, but here's what I can do. I could do it in 3 weeks or whatever. The author will be working towards a release date which has already been decided, and they probably don't want 10 lots of beta feedback all on the same day, which they've got to deal with all at once. So if you can give your feedback in advance, that's great. If you can't, no worries. And finally, as a beta reader, it's lovely if you leave a review, but do remember that you may not be reviewing the final finished polished manuscript. So if the author is going to make substantial updates to that, then they probably should let you know and maybe even send you a further version of the manuscript later on. But if you are going to leave a review, I suggest that you draft your review as soon as you've finished reading the book. The release date might be several weeks away, by which time you may have read several more books and you'll have forgotten how much you enjoy this one. So that's my video on how to be an effective beta reader. If you enjoyed this video, please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now. If you'd like to find out more about me or the fun travel books that I write, please visit me at simonmichaelpryor.com or search for my books on Amazon under Simon Michael Pryor. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.
The future looks bright.